Hello, everyone. Okay. First, regarding the whole, dramatic reading thing, yeah, that was really stupid of me. I admit my mistakes. Nothing I can do about it right now. I have to make up for it with my actions. I have sent an apology to Honest Reviews, replied to the comment, blah, blah, blah. Nothing I can do now but to try and make sure that never happens again. Actions speak louder than words. Okay. On to this. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys remember my top 10 shittiest gimmicks list. Yeah, that list. Oh, the god, that thing sucked. Seriously, thank god I remade it. Um, Here's the thing. Yes, this is unscripted, for the most part. The thing is, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys remember my number one, the trade evolutions. The thing is, I did something that I shouldn't have done. I assumed shit. If you remember from the original video, and for those who didn't, I'll say it again, I said that one of the reasons why they did this was, and the reason I hated on it was because they had to get people outside, and what if somebody didn't have a lot of friends? And as such, that's where one of the stupidest jokes, scratch that, came in. The thing is, that's not true. As stated by Satoshi Tajiri, many times actually, the original Pokemon Red and Blue, or Green, whatever, stated that yes, while the original Pokemon game was created based on Satoshi Tajiri's past, where he liked to collect bugs, another reason was to use the link cable because at the time it wasn't utilized that much, and as such we got trade evolutions. Allow me to say that now that the video's been out, now that I've remade it, and now that I've had my thoughts on it, I don't mind the trade evolutions. It's a good use of the linked cable, and I think it worked out very well, so I don't hate that. But that's not what you're here to see. The video... Okay, here we go. I originally was going to have a separate number one, and that would have been item trade evolutions. Now, hear me out. With trade evolutions, that's understandable. It uses the link cable, and God forbid someone interacts with their friends. No, the thing is, with item trades. The thing is, even if I did put it on the mechanics list or something like that, I still wouldn't put it as number one. Well, maybe if I replaced it with that stupid camera, but even then, it'd probably be like number 9 or 8. Here's the thing. I don't like trade evolutions for many reasons. Now, with regular trades, that's perfectly fine. Okay, you use the link cable. Good for you. Item trade evolutions I have an issue with, and here's why. With item trade evolutions, what you had to do is hold an item for your Pokemon that requires a certain item to evolve, such as you give an Onix a Metal Coat and you trade it over and you get a Steelix. My issue with it is that had this been introduced in Gen 1, this wouldn't have been an issue. But it was introduced during Gen 2, and this is the biggest problem for me. Now, here's the thing. It's just so funny, because it was after Gen 2 that this shit started. Well, yeah, you could argue that, oh, Slowpoke does this, but, again, Gen 2. And besides, with Slowbro, it's a different story. Okay, in Gen 1, you had the stones, and a couple other things that made your Pokemon evolve. You did that by using the item. Now, the items didn't do anything mainly in the game, such as, or for attack or anything. It was just used to evolve your Pokemon. Okay, good. What did they do in Gen 2? They bring in this concept for trade. The issue is, the evolutionary items don't do a damn thing anyway, except for situations like evolving. They don't do anything in battle, so they're worthless. The thing is, you had a concept working in the previous generation that worked. All you had to do was just equip it. There you go, done. But no, apparently they had to incorporate trade. Now, I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna probably say something along the lines of, wait, you just said that link cable was a good thing. That's the reason why they made it for the most part. Yeah. The thing is, why not just include more trade Pokemon? Why does it have to be item trade evolutions? Seriously. And you may say, well, they don't do this kind of stuff anymore for, like, later generations of just using an item and it evolves. No, that's still used. The thing is, in Gen 5, when you give an damn it, I cannot pronounce the name. Electric, second form of Tynamo. When you give it a Thunderstone, it'll evolve into Electros, and this is the newest generation. The thing is, you had a working concept in Generation 1, which used this, and you're still using it today. The evolutionary items don't do anything, so why don't you just make them used? And there you go. And you may say, well, because they want to use more trading Pokemon. They have more trade Pokemon than they do with trading through items. So, if that's the case, just include more trading Pokemon. Not with this item garbage. It doesn't work. And I swear. Okay. The biggest offender is the Porygon evolution method. Yes, I know. Porygon 2's evolutionary method was introduced during that gen after you gave it upgrade. But then it got worse. After you gave it a dubious disc in Gen 4, then it evolves. Seriously, so in other words, you have to trade Porygon over to your main game, or someone else's game, with the upgrade. It evolves, then you trade it back with the dubious disc, and then you get a Porygon Z. So you have to trade, and trade, and trade, and trade, and it's all time-consuming. Wouldn't it have just worked so much better if you just used the upgrade, put it on Porygon, there you go, evolved, or just include more trade Pokemon? With Magmar and Electabuzz's evolutions, I guess that makes sense. But even then, I don't think that could have worked. I mean, the Electrolyzer and Magmarizer don't do a damn thing. The only one I can understand that actually does something on the game, besides King's Rock, is the Deep Sea Scale and Tooth. But for the most part, the other items that evolved, they're worthless. Like, and even regarding dowsing machines or item finders, like, you will not believe me how many times that I use those things trying to find a good item like a potion or a PowerPoint up or a rare candy, only to get those evolution items. What's more important? Something that's going to help me raise my stats of my current existing Pokemon? Or just something so I can get the complete Pokedex? It's only really necessary if you're using it in your party. And even then, is it worth it? That's just the question. I still think that they should have included this option to just include more trade Pokemon. Item trade evolutions doesn't work this way, because not only is it a waste of time, it's also a concept that doesn't work. And my Lodix evolution method in Gen 5. Okay, Dread, you're right. You're right on this, okay? Maybe they shouldn't included the beauty mechanic. Okay. Why on earth put in the Prism Scale then? Most likely people are going to get a Milotic from the previous game and trade it over, or why don't you just use the Prism Scale and use it as a regular evolution item like the stones? Why change something like that? And if it's because of beauty, then why not just make the Prism Scale used as an item or something to evolve it, like a stone? Because from what I remember, the Prism Scale doesn't do a damn thing. And that's what pisses me off. It's so worthless. Like, honestly, Jesus Christ. They are honestly worthless. You can't use them in battle. Only one you can really use is the Deep Sea ones and King's Rock, maybe. But every other item is, hey, use this on your Pokemon and there you go. Like, what's the point? Honestly, wouldn't it make more sense just to put the item on there? And I'm repeating myself again. Overall, reason I don't like the item trade evolutions idea is because they've implemented stuff like this already with stones and stuff. So unless you're going to make these evolutionary items useful besides leveling up, like use them in battle, there's no point. Why don't you just make them used? And if it's because of trading, just make more Pokemon that can just trade. Using item trades, I find, doesn't work. It's a waste of time. At least with regular trading, you're battling with friends and hanging out with them. Is it really worth it just going to your friends saying, hey, can you trade, and then leave? Wouldn't it make more sense? Or if you're going to battle them, just trade regularly, and yeah, I personally just don't find item trades to work. That's all I gotta say. And if you guys think that I'm still wrong on this, okay, fair enough. I wanted to state my opinion on item trades. that's it. Later, guys, and hopefully I'll be getting started on either Time Crisis or the top 10 underrated. Peace.